Welcome back. Today, we're going to be talking about algebraic expressions. So I have a definition right at the top so we don't forget what it is. So an algebraic expression is a mathematical expression that consists of variables, which are letters that represent numbers, and operations. So the terms of an algebraic expression are actually separated with only addition or subtraction. So that is very important when we are trying to evaluate, which we will do in a minute. So a lot of students do struggle with the difference between an expression and an equation. So the difference between the two is an equation looks something like this. The difference here is that equal sign, because if I were to write an expression like this, 3x plus 6, there's no equal sign here. So this is going to be an expression, hence the word equation. You can hear the word equal in it. So that is the difference between the two. We are only going to be talking about equations in this video. So let's look at this first question. So we have been asked to evaluate these algebraic expressions. Evaluate means we are going to find a definite answer for this problem. So they gave us a few values. They gave us a value of x equals 5 and y equals negative 2. So every time I see an x, I'm going to put in a 5, and every time I see a y, I'm going to replace it with a negative 2. So let's look at this first one here. I have 2x plus 4y. So it is very common for students to say, okay, this is now 25. That is not the case. That is not going to be 25. In between that 2 and that x is actually multiplication. You could think of it kind of, I'll write off to the side here by the star, 2 times x. So we really have to do 2 times 5. Get in the habit of using parentheses because parentheses indicate multiplication. And it is a lot easier to evaluate these if you are doing the right operations. So I'm going to start by writing my 2. And open a set of parentheses because I'm going to have to substitute a number in there. I'm going to use a different color for that. Plus 4y, and again, some parentheses. So let's change colors. Let's go to red. So my value for x is 5, so I'm going to put a 5 here. And my value for y is a negative 2, so I'm going to put a negative 2 right there. So now I have to do the operations. So 2 times 5 is going to give me 10. 4 times a negative 2 is actually going to give me a negative 8. 10 plus negative 8 is going to give me a positive 2 as my final answer. Let's look at the next one. Let's change colors back to black. This reads x squared minus 3. I'll write it over here. It's a little difficult to type. So x squared minus 3. So again, open my parentheses, and I have to substitute an x. I'm going to use red, and I'm going to put a 5. So squared means you're going to take the number in those parentheses and multiply it how many times you see it in that exponent. So there's a 2 there, so I'm going to do 5 times 5. That gives me 25 minus the 3. So my final answer is 22. And let's look at the last one. I have negative 3y plus x. So negative 3, open parentheses, plus some other number. So for y, I need to put that negative 2, and for x, I need to put 5. Negative 3 times negative 2 is a positive 6, plus 5 is going to give me an 11. So the last problem we have here is a word problem. So John has $12. He makes $15 a week in allowance. So every week somebody is giving him an additional $15. So we're going to assume he's not spending any money here and he's just saving this. So we want to write an algebraic expression for how much money he will have after W weeks. Let's say John wanted to sit down and figure out how much money he's going to have after 62 weeks. It's a weird number, and it could be a lot more difficult to do this operation if you don't really know where to start. So writing an algebraic expression is an easy way to substitute in values and get those answers pretty quickly. So I know he has those $12 to begin with, so I'm going to write a 12. And because he's earning money every week, I know he's adding to his collection. He's adding $15 every single week. And if I wanted to make a very general statement, which is what an algebraic expression is, I'm going to put W because that is what the problem asked me to. So now I can put in any number of weeks and figure out how much money John is going to have. So in this case, we want to know after 2 weeks. So I'm going to rewrite my problem, but I'm going to open those parentheses like we did above. And I'm going to put a 2 in there because we want to know 2 weeks. So I'm going to add 12 to, 15 times 2 is 30. And 12 plus 30 is $42. So that is how much money he will have after 2 weeks. I hope this tutorial was helpful. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment below if you have any questions for me. Make sure you share this tutorial with a friend who you think could find this helpful. Thanks for watching.